Dahoodpostman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door. Postman, Jitu, Lala, 6 Deuce, East Coast. Yo, Selly.
Right. Lala gave me a profound way to act when I was in there. And he told me, he said, man, you seems like you want to get out of here. It seems like you just want to do the rest of your little time, man. Don't turn your jolt into a stretch. And the best advice I can give you, man, he pointed outside and said, stay the fuck off that basketball court. Wigged me out. But he was right. So much stuff happened because of that basketball court up in there.
Why was that? Explain.
Brothers don't know how to act, man. They will fight over that basketball. They will fight. I knew some dudes up there that would really take you to the limit. Fuck you, fuck your hood, all that shit over basketball.
Yeah, once they say that, then you gotta stab them.
Then you gotta do something. Much respect to Big. What was my big man from Father's Broadway, man? Tall dude with glasses. Wiggles. Wiggles kick your ass on that basketball court. I remember that.
Could he play?
Yeah, but he kicked your ass on that basketball court.
About that basketball.
He fucked you up. Or you know what, you got your ass kicked.
What is it about basketball and fighting?
I don't understand it, man, but that's where a lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened over the basketball court. I done seen it many a time. I was like, damn, every time I seen it, even later on, I'll see stuff. It always initiated, a lot of it initiated from the basketball court.
So what were the politics on that B facility? Were there CCO?
I didn't get it. I didn't get it back then. But I'm such a puppy. I don't know. I don't get. I'm just walking around there. Like, mind you, homie, I'm from Hard Time Hustla Crips. Hey, I ain't half of these dudes. Where that's at? Where that's at? How y'all hustlers and y'all Crips? How is that? You know, that type of thing. That's what I'm getting when I'm up there. You know. But
So did you get tired of explaining that, or did it irritate you?
Because I knew that came with it. I understood that came with it, man. You know, every now and again, like in juvie, I had a fight a time or two. Dude to tell me, I say, oh, hey man, was you was in YA? Yeah. Hey, you know my homeboy? You know, I say my homeboy name. He say, where he from? I tell him, you know, he's from Hard Time Hustla. Hard Time Hustla. We ain't Crips yet. Hard Time Hustla. He be like, oh man, niggas turn real hoods when they get up there. Oh what? What you mean? Real hood? What that mean? He like, you know, real hoods. Nigga, my shit real? You think your shit real because y'all fight them? That's make y'all real? Oh man, we got to go get down. We go get down. I just let him know this shit real, nigga. I'm pushing this just like he pushing that.
Do you think people make mistakes when it comes, because sometimes dudes overstate their status based on because their hood is big, but then you got these smaller hoods, right? Because you can't find them or you can't locate them, you can't get to them, but they hitting you. They hitting you.
Because that's what people got to understand, man, and people know that this is real. That's when you doing your most stuff, man. High school years, man. That 15 to 19, that's when you really starting to act the ass out.
Insane in the membrane. Because
you don't understand.
No scruples. Your logic and reasoning is not there yet. Exactly. You don't even know the consequences of what you're doing. You're just doing it. You in the act.
You don't get it, man. You don't get it. So, when I was in New Folsom, man, there were a lot of guys there who were ex-CCOs. And I didn't understand that. But I move into a cell with a guy. He don't care if I say his name. Coco, Playboy Gangster. I moved into the cell with Coco.
I know who Coco
And
is.
Coco, I was in the cell with Coco, man, for 7 days. We was on lockdown because there was a bunch of stabbing going on. We was on lockdown. I was in the cell with Coco for 7 days. I went in there on Saturday, April 17th, 1993. I got out of prison Saturday, April 24th, 1993. I was in the cell with him 7 days. And everything that was going on that yard, he was able to connect the dots for me. So one particular time, man, I'm lifting weights with a dude who was a high-ranking member of the CCOs. I had no idea. I did not know that.
Did you know who it was? Was his name, or could you say it?
He probably won't want me to say his name.
Okay.
But I plan on seeing him again. I do see him from time to time. I just haven't seen him. I'm on federal probation. I just got out the feds. But I'm sure he don't want me to say his name. But it was a guy. What happened was a guy was drunk on the yard and he yelled out CCO. The blue notes on y'all were like, oh, I thought y'all wasn't pushing that no more. I thought that was over. I find this out later. But all I knew was he said that on this yard on Saturday. Sunday yard, they stabbed his ass up. Or I think it was Sunday yard, that following Monday, they stabbed him. And that guy told him, stay away from Jitu. Because Jitu don't know nothing about this shit. This little nigga finna go home. Leave him, stay away from him. And I didn't know that until the guy told me like that. And he told me to stay away from you, man, because people think I'm pushing my past politics, man, but I was upset, ... He ended up getting himself stabbed. But Blue Notes that was my understanding now. Well, I understood it back then, but I do know now that was what would be considered a Blue Note yard. There was a lot of dudes there that was Blue Notes. I was such a puppy, it's a trip. My man died, got killed. He was from Trey 57, Pomona, and he had Blue Notes on his arm and a couple of music notes under it. And I was like, why you don't got Harold Melvin right there? And he just started laughing like, this kid, he don't know. Because I did not know. But like I said, I was 20 years old, man. I didn't get it.
That's interesting because 93, the CCO had disbanded. So I could see the Blue Notes taking advantage of that situation because the CCO had decided to dissolve itself and just, everybody go back home or do what they do. Because one thing I know about this, whether you CCO, Blue Note, you still associated to your hood. And that was one of the things, and I just learned this too, that the BGF recruited a lot of dudes that might have been Blue Notes, CCO or whatever, but they was associated or attached to the BGF.
Right.
The BGF specifically wanted them to remain to who they were versus telling everybody they was BGF. It was like I don't know, maybe it was a secret or something. I don't know. I don't even know how to.
I didn't even, personally, I know guys, but they're 60, me being 52, there's guys that were 60 plus that were prior BGFs, because in their day, in them early 70s going to prison, it was no, the Crips hadn't had no foothold in it, so they migrated to BGF just on some we black, we black, that type of deal. I talked to a real live G homie that was over there, and I find out later on he was over there, in my neck of the woods right there, and he was like, yeah, I was really with the family. He explained to me like, I ended up being fooled with me later on, but back in them days, man, Crip it just came out, man. You go to the yard, it wasn't nobody even heard of no Crip. So I get that, but I can remember a time where I was on the yard and they was clowning the guy. Well, you just said something funny, and like he was a CCO. And that dude was like, yeah, I was a CCO and I'm proud of it. And I really was intrigued by that statement because of all of the ill stuff I done heard. They pass a note, they pass you a magazine under the door, and if you open it up, you in it, you know, that type of deal.
Do you think that was more a myth than anything? Because did you ever see
I've
it?
never seen that.
There you go.
I've never heard of that. I never heard nobody saying they was, but this dude was like, man, CCO taught you how to be a man. Yeah, they might ask you to stab somebody, but if you don't want to do it, niggas say no. But you would say you would do it, and then you don't do it, so they stab you and the person they want to stab first. And that's what he really ran to me that. You know, they said, wait, they taught us stuff, how to be smart, man, how to read. Certain hours of the day, we
Quiet
spoke
time.
only Swahili. If you gonna speak, you gotta speak Swahili only. You know, if you from this time to this time, I'm not sure what that was, but from this time to this time, you was straight gonna speak only, Swahili. Reading books, learning, man, teaching you about the anatomy. When you stab somebody, hit them right here, 45-degree angle, that type of deal, But that dude was really running that to me, but he wasn't trying to get me to be a CCO because he was straight Hoover at the time.
But he was giving you the science.
Right, exactly. Giving me the science.
Do you believe that the Blue Notes had that same science, or?
I'm sure they did.
Okay.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm sure it trickled down.
I didn't meet nobody other than that guy right there. And I knew some people, later on, I come to realize, oh, he did that because he a Blue Note. But I didn't. They was really able to see me. This dude is a kid, man. This dude 21. He talk about he from hard time Hustla Crips. He just a little Crip dude. And he show, because I got there show. I had a 4-year sentence, and I stabbed some dudes in Tehachapi. They told, I went to the shoe program for that. And so when I got there, man, I had a year to do. When I got to the facility, I had a year to do. I done a year up there. So before they got to know me good, I was already gone.
So that's why you wind up on the 4-yard
Right.
for the previous sticking
Right.
over there at Tehachapi.
Tehachapi on the 2-yard. Because I was a level 2. I was a level 2 inmate, man. I only had 4 years. I sentenced to 4 years, man. And
How much did that sentence increase to?
I done 3 years off the 4. I done a free year. I gave him a free bullet. But, I got a 15-month shoot program in 360 days. But, back then, you do a little clean time, you get, you get
2
a hunk
years.
of it back.
Yeah.
You get a hunk of it back. So I basically, the time I was in the hole, in the shoe, that was free. That was all free. Basically, what they called back then was D2 time. D2, dead time. That's what I'm in that committee. I say D2 time. What that mean? He said dead time.
Lock the door.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with Bullet, he came up with Turtle. Lived life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the Dahoodpostman, we in the streets universal.
Dahoodpostman, Professor Melly Mills. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.